Question is from Justin Joseph. Some Hindus believe that Jesus Christ came to India and learned the Vedas and stayed in the Himalayas. Even a Russian author wrote a book on the 18 missing years of Jesus Christ. He mentions that at the age of 13, he was in Jagannath temple in India. Even some sects in Islam believe that Jesus came to Kashmir. How should we as Catholics respond to such claims, especially about the missing years of Jesus' life, which the Bible does not give details on? Please help me with this. Yes, Justin, it's true there have been some, it's hardly a credible theory that Jesus came to India. I saw there were some books. When Pope John Paul, I think, when he visited India in 86, there was a spate of books written, I saw 3-4 at least, saying that Jesus came to India and was in Kashmir, etc. There is no historical evidence at all about that. But we have the Gospels, we go by the Gospels, not only as inspired books, but as historical books. And then there is sufficient evidence from other writers, other secular writers at the same time. Josephus, a historian. Now, it is true, Justin, that Jesus, there's nothing written about the hidden years of our Lord's life. He was growing in age, wisdom, and grace. I mentioned in answer to the earlier question of Josephine that what's there in the scriptures inspired is what is connected with our faith, our religion, and helps us to understand the message of the gospel. Now, therefore, that time Jesus lived a private life. The public life began just after John finished his preaching and preparation. Jesus then began preaching. There was full divine plan in all that. It was very, very clear. As soon as John was arrested, Jesus then goes to the desert, and then Jesus begins his message. Now, I know that there are. I just thought of this. I'll tell you that even in the Quran, the whole difficulty is now, one of the big difficulties, I won't say the whole difficulty, is to accept that God died. How can you accept that God died? This is a real theology. God cannot die. Yet Jesus was the Son of Man, Son of God. And now Jesus, how could you explain it? I want to confess that this is a great theological reality which theologians have discussed. St. Thomas, St. Augustine, the father of the church have discussed. And we know that Jesus really died on the cross and saved us. How do we explain God cannot die? Yeah, but he died as man. Now, how do you explain it? That's, of course, something which we must pray, reflect on. And I thought I would share with you what is in the Quran, because even the Muslims, they accept, the Quran accepts that Jesus is a prophet, that Jesus is born of a virgin, but does not accept that Jesus died, because it's again the theological difficulty that Jesus died. So they said that there was a God, Allah, took Jesus to heaven, and a lookalike was got, and he was crucified. And to quote the Quran, this is what they say, they declared, referring to the Jews of the time, we have put to death the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the apostle of God. But now the Quran says, they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but they thought they did. And they explain that really, as I explained to you, they teach that he could not die. He was too good. He was God's man, God's prophet. He could not die. So Allah took him up to heaven. But somebody looking like him was God, replaced him quickly, and he went through the whole crucifixion. So you see the difficulty, the theological difficulties are there. And this thing about he's coming to the Himalayas, I didn't know the historian would really take it very seriously today. Thank you for asking the question, Justin. Now, Esmond